Hello, we are Project Communication, and we are perfectly imperfect. I'm Linda.
I'm Sherry.
And I'm Mary.
Have you ever noticed when Sherry goes, I'm Sherry?
I want to make sure you see me.
Today is our third in a series of 4 on bullies. And today we're going to be talking about why bullies bully and what we can learn from them and how we can empower ourselves.
Yes, that's a good thing.
Yes. So one of the things is, and I've got my notes here because I can be rattling off and getting down into the weeds and miss the point. So I'm going to kind of stick to my notes a little bit. So one of the things is that what I have learned is, first of all, you are not the problem. Mm-hmm. It's not your fault. Don't take it personally. But we always do take it personally. So that is one of the things to learn. Don't take it personally. Mm-hmm. Really study that bully. What is the purpose? What's his agenda? And the other thing is he treating you or threatening you or harming you physically. If that's the case, duck and run. Calling you disparaging names. Teasing is pleasurable to them. So when they're teasing you, I think it would be very beneficial to just tease them right back. Be snarky right back. Mm-hmm. Get that?
I kind of agree.
Yeah.
You kind of give a little bit, not in a mean sort of way, but just kind of come back quickly with them so they know you're not backing down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, if they're going to call you an idiot and says, well, it takes one to know one.
Yeah. I just kind of look at them.
And then just look at them.
Okay.
So what's your point?
Right.
The other thing is you really want to know if it's overt or covert. Mm. And for a child, covert or child overt is they are telling you that you're not welcomed in the game. That's like right up there in front in your face. But covert is when they're whispering behind somebody's back, telling the coach, telling the others that little Johnny over here is not welcome to play because, he has bad breath. Okay?
Or telling their friends not to play with someone. Don't play with them. I don't like them. Mm-hmm. So you can't play with them. I've seen that in very young children.
Well, I've seen it with adults too,
Mm-hmm.
So for an adult overt is they're talking behind your back. And then when they figure out that they know they'll try to cover it up and say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I was just trying to find out that rumor is true or not.
I'm going to stop you a second. You mean covert?
Yes,
so
I do. Covert. That's covert.
Yes, covert is more
covered up.
It's
conniving.
Yeah. And they mean exactly what they're doing. And they're trying to get control. Again, this is not about you. This is about them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I figured out, I've had a lot, we were saying before, I've had more than my share of bullies. So obviously I needed to do a lot of learning.
We were arguing over who was bullied more.
Yeah. It was me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what did I learn? And again, a lot of this happened when I was in junior high and high school. So you're really not learning a lot. You're just trying to figure out how to get through
How to survive.
So for one example was I was in 8th grade and another boy had his locker right next to mine. And every time that I squatted down to get books out of he would always hit me over the head with his history book that was this thick. And it wasn't just a gentle tap. It was boom, where your head goes like this. And I kept telling him, don't do that. Don't stop. And he wouldn't stop. So yeah, I went to the principal's office and made a complaint. I thought I was pretty brave of doing that. Anyway,
It's the right thing to do.
it was the right thing to do. Now, this is where I got like, you got to be kidding me. So they come back, they take me back to the office and says, well, he has a crush on you. You should be flattered. What?
Yeah.
So you're going to bang the girl over the head, grab her by the hair, and drag her back to the cave. Really? I mean,
Exactly.
really?
That's
Where
such-
are these guys? I'm just speechless.
It's such a nasty thing to teach a little. I've heard people tell that to little girls too. Oh, they pick on you because they like you. Like that's something to be honored about. Oh, this moron likes me. I'm so happy for that.
Well,
Right.
yeah. I mean, that leads right up into
Abuse.
physical abuse to your spouse or your girlfriend.
Yeah. And it makes it okay.
And it makes it
Yeah.
okay. I'm like,
It teaches, especially girls, it teaches girls, it could happen to boys too, it teaches them that they should accept this and this is just
oh,
fine.
you should be so honored.
Yeah.
This is
I don't
normal.
think so.
Instead of teaching the boy, this is not appropriate behavior, teach the girl, this is acceptable.
Yeah. Oh, you're so honored. You're so honored. I'm
yes.
so honored he broke
That
my
he
neck.
likes me.
He gave me a concussion.
Yes. Yeah.
The other thing, also in that same school, probably just before in that time frame. Now, I've always been honest that I have come from a very sexual background of abuse. And when my mom left her second husband, third husband, I can't remember, he always cornered me in the barn. Always cornered me. And then said, oh, you're going to like it.
Oh.
Ugh. And so when she left him, I was having some PTSD. We didn't know what it was then. But so I'm at school, and this classmate started picking on me, and then I would back away. I would just kind of back up. And he...
Reflex.
The reflex of
Yeah.
backing up and really trying to protect myself. I went into a protective mode, and he thought that was the funniest thing. And then he went, I'm going to touch you, which just whew, and I literally started to scream, which gave him all the thrill in the world. I'm in fear mode. I was that little mouse, and he was the cat, cornering and teasing. And the rest of the classmates would say, you're just overreacting. I'm overreacting. Oh, he's always been that way. Well, I'm the new girl in school. I don't know that. And why is he getting away with this? And that was when I was really starting to develop this hate of men and boys. And I will be honest, to this day, I just go, you men have gotten away with so much crap and you can't even acknowledge it. But what I learned is that teachers can also be bullies.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And, if they feel that you are a threat in their classroom, they're going to find a way to put you down. And I've had that happen several times. So I learned just to shut up in class. I don't act out. I don't talk in class because I know what I know. I know what I know. And they don't want to be confronted because they need control in their class. So one of the things that I learned is now as I'm, in my upper 60s, is that I am not the one to blame. It was not my fault. And that once even now as an adult, I recognize more and more who is using overt and covert moves on me. And I learned to recognize that and respond accordingly. So I feel more empowered. And it also gives me the opportunity to go into that forgiveness.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts, ladies?
Well, I think that recognizing the bully is one thing that we have to learn. Because sometimes, especially in that covert type of bullying, you might not recognize that somebody is actually not your friend.
Yes.
They might seem like they're your friend, but turn your back and they're the one whispering. They're the one spreading the rumors. They're the one doing the harm. But as soon as you look around, they're just all sweetness and light. So being able to recognize that bully for who they are in all the situations, that's an important lesson.
Yes.
And once you can do that, that helps you, because once you can recognize, you said, what's their agenda? That once you can figure out who the bully is and figure out their agenda, then you can empower yourself to know how to respond. That is, being able to empower yourself is then your superpower.
It is your superpower.
I think it puts you in a position when you kind of learn how the bully ticks or what their agenda is. If you face them head on, often I think that either makes them back off, or maybe it even allows them to respect you a little more, and you can see each other more eye to eye.
Yeah, absolutely. And and this other thing is, in our society, we've always said, well, bullies, they've got some trauma going on at home. And, there's been so many excuses given to the bully. And while that may be true a good percentage of the time, they still need to have some mental health. They need some help, okay? And there are some bullies that have born with a silver spoon in their mouth. They've got everything that they absolutely need. There is no need to bully anybody else, but that is who they are. And they're doing it because they can, because that's just genetically who they are. And those people run away. Run away from them. Right. Keep them at arm's length.
They're the people that can't handle being told no about anything. And I suppose you could say that starts in childhood, but that's a different thing. You'd think by the time you were an adult, you'd get used to not always getting your own way, but that's not the case. And a lot of times bullies learn repeatedly, and it's reinforced because they do get what they want because people are afraid of them.
Well, and they try to have something over you. So they find a secret.
Right.
They find your soft spot, your weak spot, and use it against you. And guess what? That weak spot is your strength.
It is.
It is your strength.
Not that you would then turn around and victimize them, but that you, as I said, you empower yourself to deal with it. And if that empowerment means you walk away.
Or you report it.
You report it.
Well, you're going to have your name run through the mud, okay?
But it's under your...
My permission.
Yeah.
My permission. And that's why so many women don't report their rapes, because they're always victimized.
Again and again.
Again and again and again. And that's what happened to me. But yet at the same time, I learned some deep grit. And there is a lot of people in my life right now that they are recognizing I'm not backing down and I'm not putting up with the crap.
You learn who your true friends are. You might have thought that one person was your friend, but they turned out to be the one that was instigating the bullying.
Yeah.
And that somebody who was just kind of on the sidelines turned out to be the real friend. They were just afraid of the bully too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you finally stood up to the bully, then they knew that they could be with you. They could stand with you.
Right.
And there must be something innate in me, because I have stood up to several bullies, and there was one I was 18, I had already graduated, and this is a true story. I was dating this guy, and they kept telling me that their dad was in jail, and I was like, okay. And I became friends with his mother, and we're at their farmhouse, and all of a sudden they get a phone call, and everybody starts, the two boys and the mother start running around, like literally running around, looking for, they're just running. And I go, and they're saying, he's coming. And I'm like,
Jeez.
What? Who's coming? What? And the next thing I know, there is this car driving into the gravel driveway, skidding to a halt, and there's this, he was not a big man, but he was a tall man, and he came storming in calling for his wife. And I'm like,
That sounds scary.
oh, what's going on here? And he was threatening the two boys, and which were young men, that if their mother didn't come out, he was going to hit them. And she came out not wanting her boys to be hit, and he Mary's like, what?
Never heard this story before.
Yeah. This is where he literally pinned her up against the wall with his hand, with his fingers, and her feet were barely touching. And the boys are screaming, let her down, and I'm looking around, and I swear to God I did this. I pushed myself right in between them, where she's back here, and I don't know where I got the strength or where the height came in, but I looked him eyeball to eyeball, and I said, you put her down now. And he's looking at the boys. Who is she? Linda, let him go. Get out of there. He's going to hurt you. I will call the police. Let her go. And he's looking at me, and he literally dropped her and stepped back and left.
Wow.
I'm going.
Her bravery left then. Yeah.
Yeah. Then
Adrenaline.
The adrenaline left. But not everybody can do that. So find something that works for you. But I think when I step in, there is this force that overcomes me. That
Yeah.
I think I have it in me at times to do that. I think you have really good guardian angels. I'm so glad you're alive to tell the story. Yeah.
Because he could have taken me out.
Certainly.
But see, that's again, the bullies know who they can bully.
Yeah. Yeah, he'd never met you before. He had no idea who you were, which really helped, I'm sure.
And I'm standing right between them. I mean, like chest to chest. That was how close we were. Yeah. But it was just like, no, this is not going to happen on my watch. Mm-hmm. And I was a little over 18 at the most. Mm-hmm. So somewhere along the line, all those other bullies taught me, you ain't getting away with this.
You can't tell this on the video, but she's not that tall.
Yeah.
And at 18, she was probably not that intimidating, although
98
with the fury and the adrenaline, I'm sure she was formidable.
I am so certain that Archangel Michael was standing behind me.
Yep, exactly.
But I didn't weigh over 100 pounds.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I bet you all 98 pounds of you.
I've seen pictures of you at that age, and I'm sure you didn't.
I was such a tiny little thing.
And he put her down.
And I put him down.
And then what? You ran out of there.
He left. And that's when everybody was starting to shake like this.
Yep.
And they go, oh my God, how did you do that? Why did you do that? Well, there was just this power that came over me. I mean, really, it was like something stepped inside of me and stepped in. But he'd already had them programmed.
Yeah.
It was going to be bad if you didn't step in.
Yeah.
And you knew that if there was going to be any chance of something changing, you had to step in.
I don't know if I knew that.
No, I think on some level.
On some level, I knew that.
Yeah.
But here's this woman being pinned up against the wall, and her 2 sons are cowering.
Yeah.
And they'd been through the ringer too.
They'd been through the ringer.
Yeah.
They were just, and it was just like, I did not go through my childhood and into foster care and get out of there. Foster home was good, but
Yes.
I grew up and said,
survivor.
I am not going to just survive.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the world on. Again, this is probably where, when I went back to bullying, that gang bullying in high school that I shared last time. Yeah, I think people think I'm crazy.
This might be another chalk up on that side of the equation.
Yeah.
And fortunately, not everybody needs to do that. But
Right.
it's good to know that you were able to do that when you needed to.
Yes.
So,
Right.
And you didn't even know that bully.
I didn't
but
know.
you assessed the situation
Very quickly.
very quickly.
Yeah. So again, and if you're in an environment, a household where there is a bully, and you feel yourself being threatened, make plans.
true.
Make plans, and when you feel that push behind your back or that drive, listen to it. Listen to it, because it is the divine guidance getting you help. Be brave and do it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We wanted to make sure that you understood that the advice that we're sharing, the stories that we're sharing, have come to us as adults, not as children. The experiences we had as children have informed the advice that we're sharing now.
Right.
There's certain things that happened to us as kids that have empowered us now as adults so that we could do things and that we share things. We couldn't have done those things as kids. We couldn't have reasoned as children that things that we are able to look at now as adults and come to those conclusions now. But we want to share them with you now so that if you are in a position of working with children or living with children, that you can maybe help them to see the difference between an overt bullying and a covert bullying situation, that you can help them learn something from being bullied, that you can learn something from an instance that happened in your childhood and learn something now and apply it now. Those are the kinds of things that we're trying to help and sharing our experiences with you that we hope that will help you now.
Go ahead.
I think another thing that we can do for children is old school. When I was little, you don't question your parents. You don't stand up to your parents, and if you got spanked harder than what's normal discipline, well, you had it coming. You deserved it. I think all those kind of old ideas kind of help build a victim.
Well, two things came when you just said that. This is going to hurt me more than you.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And you made me do this.
Right, you made me do this. I'm not saying not discipline your children.
Right.
But also letting them listening to them. Let them tell you what happened. If you get a report that your child hit somebody in school, find out why. Find out what they have to say, their side of the story, and don't resist the temptation to yell or cut them off in the middle of talking. Give them some time to explain it to you, and then you can have your rebuttal. But I think we need to enable our children to be able to stand up for themselves and have a voice.
Having a voice is really important.
Right. Absolutely. One of the things that we said several times in the previous video was being the victim of a bully is not your fault.
Right.
If we can emphasize anything in this whole series, is that idea. Being the victim of a bully is not your fault. And something that you said earlier, Linda, in this video, is that being a victim of a bully, you just need to learn what you can about that bully and about what they're looking for. That will help you empower yourself to find your power in the situation. And I think you wanted to end, or did you have something else?
Just one more, one quick thing. Once a bully learns that they can't get what they want through their bullying, psychology would tell you that they would stop. And I think most of the time they will, because it doesn't pay off for them.
And then there are some that are just going to be bullies their entire life because that is their makeup. It is just who they are.
Right. So when you remove yourself from them, then they don't have that anymore, do they?
No.
But they'll go to the next person.
Right. So
Anyway.
closing,
Yes.
something came across my news feed the other day and it just spoke to me. So a wise monk once said, "The more emotionally aware you become, the less personalized behavior. You realize how others treat you reflects their inner world, their healing, their limits, their emotional capacity. So when someone can't meet you with respect or care, remember it's not your worth being measured, it's their ceiling being revealed."
Very true.
I like it.
It sums it up, doesn't it?
It does.
It really does.
Yep.
So I
I like it.
Yes. I hope you found something worth taking with you in this third of our series on bullying. The fourth one will come in a couple of weeks, and believe it or not, it's going to be on forgiveness. Forgiveness versus reconciliation. And we've been talking a lot about, do we forgive our bully or not? And we'll talk about that in our next video on this series. So stay tuned. And meanwhile, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, please do comment on the video. And we hope that you'll come back and watch some more videos.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're all beads on one string. Every man, every woman, boy and girl. Beads on one string. We're one world. I touch, you touch. We feel so much. We hurt and we heal. We know love is real. You dream, well I dream. We plan, sometimes scheme. Oh, how we love to eat. And everyone has to sleep, 'cause we're all beads on one string. Every man, every woman, boy and girl. Beads on one string.